chapter number 2 here. So threaded and fastener and rivet. So this one, they have a lot of formula will involve for the fastener and rivet. So please have some note here. This one. So just go through about this type of formula. So we find F here. So normally this we call as a force. Okay, what the type of condition that the down P here later on we will discuss. So area here basically this A is area, and then they also have a T here. We mentioned as a top here, and then we have learned about the forces so here, and then shear force have still as a forces here. Then, so we also involved with some table 2.1. So please refer to this. Okay, they have focus on the diameter here, and also the focus on the pitch and the AT. So please consider about this one AT, because of the sum of the data here, we will apply on this formula. Okay, let's say AT here. Okay, basically it's tensile stress area that basically we will find it based on the diameter given to you. So please have your list of the formula and table this one, okay? So and then we also have a table 2.2 here. So normally they will give you some grade, okay, this grade, and then you let's say they ask you to find the SP, okay, proof of strength on the grade 4.6. So you will go refer to this one, so you can get the value of SP. So where you can use the value of SP here, so we will refer back to the list of formula on the later on, okay? Then also they still have a list of formula here. So normally K here is a coefficient, so we need to multiply with some. And this one is lubricated bowl, and then lubricated ni they have some minyak lah ataupun grease. K if dry surface unlubricated, so 0.2. So this are some ada dia punya C, ni important lah, okay. This quite important, cuma nak go through it first. Okay, later on you also have the condition where you can get the value of Kp here, okay, Kp with this type of formula. If let's say they give you some input, okay, you can put here Kp. But in some other condition, maybe you cannot find the value of a Kp. Let's say here. So ini Kp ni, this one. This one is Kp, sorry, bukan bagian sini, bagian atas sini. This one, Kp. So KP tu nanti kamu boleh dapatkan tadi daripada nota lah, nanti kita akan discuss tengok nanti. Okay, ni cuma nak go through je lah macam ni. Okay, so yang bagian atas ni we already complete tu, tak masuk biasa pun, tak ada, itu just for your introduction je lah. Okay, understand what every type of the bolt and nut join apa semua tu, tak ada apa. Semua fastener. Okay, we start here first. So threaded fastener. So we have this one we call as a proof strength. So proof strength ni, S ni strength okay, this P is proof. They have another one, SP tu. This one is called as a proof strength. So SP basically is almost 0.9 to the SY. So SY ni strength. Kalau we learn about this one before this, stress strain, okay, you have a curve like this one. Okay, let's say lah from this one. So they have here is SP. Betul lah, sini SP. Dan sini adalah SY. SY ni maksudnya sebelum dia yield, before they go for the yield. Okay. Let's say they have this one. This one, they have the shape. Ini ada 291, you have learned this one. So there's here SY, stress of yield, and then this one they have a SP. The SP this we will apply by using this one 0.9 from the SY. Okay, this one. So SP ni this is called as a proof strength. So from the proof strength, we can get the proof load. So F this one is load, or we can call as the force, okay, proof load. This one is basically a SP there. So our punya stress for stress load here, and the AT here. So AT represent the minimum radial plane area for fracture through the threaded part. Okay, kalau nak explain nanti, AT ni basically will give you on this area on the table. Okay, this one, this table lah. Okay, the area of this one, area bagian sini AT. Then you can just apply your condition. So normally on this topic, we not directly apply 80 is equal to pi d square over pi d square over 4 or something like that. Is no. So we are more refer to the table. It's not compare to the power screw. Please differentiate lah bahagian situ, kena bezakan. Sebab kita more refer kepada table nanti. Kita akan tengoklah contoh dia. So kalau bila nak bolt tightening ni, this one, so we give you Fi, or we can call as a preload. That basically preload in this one is 0.75 from the FP. So where is FP? So refer back to the here. FP is this our proof load. Okay, SP, this one, SP and also 80 here. So normally when we want to apply the Fi, normally we follow this one lah. This one. So ni reuse of connection, maksudnya kita buka bolt and nut tu selalulah buka tutup. So normally we will apply 0.75 FP this one. Compare to this one lah. Permanent ni selalunya untuk macam meja ke macam tu lah. Bolt and nut pada meja. This one yang kita akan pakai je, dia tak bergerak. Okay, kita buka tutup. Okay, this one tightening and the torque here, T. So tightening the torque here. Then we have the coefficient. I said before this, either they are unlubricated or they lubricated condition. So they have a D, value of D, nominal bolt diameter. Then this one, either they will give to you or you need to find it. So Fi, so this one preload from atas lagi lah. Okay, from up here, Fi. Then you multiply with the 0.75 FP, proof load. So proof load where you get from here, SP multiply with the 80, okay. This one, okay, tension joint. Okay, another one can call this term C. Can as the stiffness factor or joint constant. So dia punya stiffness. So KB here, BC is mentioned for the bolt, and the P here, we mention for the part. Nanti later on I will discuss more on the what is bolt, what is the part. So cuma nak mention this one. So can play around with this formula to find the stiffness C there, but in the condition where you can get the value of AB. If they give the value of AB, EB and also L, you can directly apply for to find the KB. But others condition also for the KP, this one for both, this one is for part. And then you still can apply this one if they give the value of area, elasticity and also the length, effective length, this one. Or we can call as a grip length. Then another value, other formula for KP here, can directly, if they are not give to you, this one, effective area, this one. If they are not give you to the effective area, then you need to apply this one. So they have a lift and grip length, the meter of bolt and the AP lah, this one. Then you need to apply the type of formula because they are not give you the value of AP. Then you need to apply for this type of the formula. You have a D diameter, the length and also the elasticity of the part. Okay, ni dia ada dua jenis. Okay, KP ni kalau dia tak bagi value of AP, and then you need to apply like this one. Yang bagian D, EP ni, L ni dia akan bagilah, tak ada masalah. Okay. This one, there's a force on the bolt and also part. I mentioned before, B is bolt, P is for the part. Okay, here have bolt, C, basically from the atas tadi tu, KB over KB plus KP. So P here basically force yang dia akan bagilah nanti pada kita punya structure tu nanti. P and N here, okay, safety of factor. If they are not mentioned, you just only put 1 here. And B, this one is basically for the how much bolt that we have. Either 4, 3 or 2 to depend on the question. Okay, and then so please remember that we also have the Fi. So Fi, where you can get the value of Fi here. So from atas tadi tentu, bagian atas sekali tadi, from here. So this one, Fy 0.75 multiplied with Fp. So where you can get the value of Fp from here. So later on nanti kita buat soalan, kita akan nampak lah lebih detail. So please we have a C here, KB over KB over KB plus KP. So this condition maybe you can apply directly if you can have a value of A, E and L. So if you cannot find the value of A for the P here, you can apply another formula for KP. This one. Okay, so this one formula for the force on the boat. Okay, you can apply this C from your KB and KP there. And then this four part. Okay, this four part have for on the parts. This one part on the parts. Therefore one minus C, okay, stiffness tu. P ni akan force that will given to you the on the diagram, and then this one FY pun sama lah from daripada atas tadi. Okay. Ini lepas tu dia akan ada have some safety of factor. Ni semua kamu boleh masukkan lah value dia ni. Sama juga. Dia determine dia punya CP ni semua sama macam atas tadi. SP the proof strength. Sama juga macam atas. Ini pun sama jugalah. Kamu boleh gunakan ni, but they are different. Have a boat and also for the part. So if you want to use a factor of safety here, you can directly apply this one. Basically, they are just rearrange type of the formula lah. Okay. As mentioned, if they are in the question, they are not given to you the value of factor of safety, you just directly can apply this one, okay, this one as a 1 only. It's equal to 1. It's okay. Unless they are mentioned lah, okay, this one. Okay, stress ni later on lah. Okay, just not mention, punya explanation little bit on theory. So let's say you have this type of the boat, okay. So here is your boat. Sorry. So let's say this is your boat, the boat kamu. Then you have your nut here. Then when you twist, okay, you twist this one, your nut here, and then you can have this one. Important, make sure that for boat only have the tension force for the boat. So you see this one, they have a tension. There we go up. Okay, FB. This one, force on the boat always in tension here, always in tension. Then another one, you can have the force on the part. This one, force on the part. So when you tie up your boat and nut here, then you have another one, force we call as a force on the part. That basically always in compression. You see this direction, they're always in the compression. So please remember for the boat, always in tensile, and also for the our part is always in compression. So they have some other condition. They will have we call as the external force. Okay, external force is normally always in together with the boat. They are always in tension also. External force. So external force ni boleh jadi macam pressure gases macam tu lah. Okay, bila kita ketatkan satu silinder tu, then we apply the bolt and nut. So they have another we call external load. Okay, because so they are try to have the tension. Call as a pressure. So later on kita akan tengok lah this one. So ni pun dah explain tadi, preload, apa dah this one. Please mention we will multiply with 0.755. Okay, this another condition. Okay, kita akan tengok. Ni proof load ni dah faham, okay. Kat sini lah tadi So normally kita will select the SY. SY is here, okay. Ataupun bahagian sini. Bahagian sini sigma Y. Ataupun kita bagi sini, ni sigma dia punya P lah. Okay, sigma P. Untuk proof load ni. Untuk FP nanti kita multiply A multiply dengan SP. So ni ataupun kita panggil dia shear, apa dia, force, stress P. Proof load, okay, this one. Okay, this one I call before this one, ataupun we can have this one as sigma P lah. Okay, this one sigma P. AT ni basically we can get from the table. So SP ni almost ni 0.9 multiply with SY. Sigma yield. Okay, this one sigma yield. Okay, SP either we can get from the table 2.2. The AT also we can directly get from the 2.1 table. Contohlah kita nak jadi cari, dia bagi give you some diameter here. Then you need to find the value of AT. You can find, let's say lah, okay, the nominal diameter is 6, and then you can find the value of the AT is 20.1. Macam tu. Kalau Yang ni pula, okay, dia will ask you to find dia give you the class number or grade ataupun grade lah, bahagian sini grade. Then you can find the value of the SP. That basically we will apply on the FP. From the FP there you can apply for the FI. From the FI tu you can find the value of force on the boat and also force on the part. Okay. Is that familiar? Ni lah saya cakap tadi. If you have the value of FI here, then you can get the value of FB. Then from the FP, FI, you also can find the value of FPAT. Okay, please remember FPAT always in compression, this one, FBOT always in tension. Ingat this one, kalau nanti value kamu akan dapat in term of minus or in term of positive. Okay, this one. So you also can find the value of C, this one. Please remember, so your value of stiffness, C here basically on the boat, also have boat and also the part. Let's say you can directly apply with KB by apply this type of formula, or also sama juga lah untuk KP pun macam ni juga. Let's say they are not given to you the value of A, you need to apply this one, okay? Value of KP here. Okay. So kita tengok, okay, this one, okay, ni you can directly lah. Okay, dia use apply as in term of grade or the class number. Later on kita akan tengok this one. So table 2.2 sama juga, if they give you some diameter, then you can find the value of the AT here. Okay, basically you will apply on the proof load. This one condition. So let's say lah the condition of P equal to 0 and then another one is P yang more than 0. That's mean P ni they have a external force. It's normally kalau tak ada external force, kita boleh directly lah apply FB equal to FP, FP equal to FI. But if they have the external force, this one P more than 0, kita akan boleh apply yang ni tak perlu tengok pun tak apa. Okay, kita boleh apply on this formula, this one. P and also FP. So please remember you have a C here, KB over plus KP. This for part, this one is for boat. Yeah, please remember for the boat is always on the positive. So on the part always in minus. Okay, minus. Ada formula tu, ini you can also apply the value for to find the stiffness. You can apply force for the KP, value of KP and also the KB here. This one either they are not given to you or they will give to you. Ni pun kena cari lah nanti. Okay, yang ini macam tadi tak apa. Ni pun. Okay. Ni kalau dia tak bagi value in term of AP, bagi atas ni, kalau contohlah, bagi value of in term of AP, you can directly apply the value of this one to find the KP. EPD, just basically this one is on the derivation lah. Okay, macam ni lah saya cakap tadi. So kalau dia not give you the value of AP ni, this one, you need to have this type of the formula lah, another second choice to have the value of KP. That from KP here you can find your stiffness, value of C. Okay, this one and okay, this one for the let's say you have more than one boat. Okay, let's say the condition you have more than one boat. So let's say like this a table, di table lepas tu ada satu kaki. So they give you force here. So they directly force divide by only one leg lah. Kalau dia ada force here and then this measure they have a 4 leg. So you need to multiply with 4. Macam itulah bahagian macam tu. So dia akan ada another one formula for boat. Please remember this only applicable for boat because we mentioned there for if boat have more than one. If they have one, you can apply this formula. But if they have more than one, you need to apply another formula, this one. NB here, you need to divide by how many boat you have. Either 5, either 4, and we need to divide. So this one also lah kamu kena darab dengan safety factor. If they give to you, kalau tak bagi tak tu. Okay. Okay. Okay, yang ni tak ada apa. So setakat ni clear tak? Ada soalan ke nak tanya? Laju sangat ke apa ke? Okey, kalau tak ada soalan, senang je sekali ikutkan. Kamu cuma kena tahu beberapa formula lah. Okey. Beberapa formula yang list of formula yang penting bahagian sini lah. Saya highlight kan. Ni FP, saya nak dapatkan FP, yang ini belum tak ada lagi. Bahagian sini penting. FI, nak dapatkan FP ni daripada atas sini ingat FP pada atas sini. Then sama ada you need to find the 80, they will give you some other diameter lah, okay, in the question. So directly you can find the value of 80 by refer to the table. Then also there will maybe some condition they ask you to find the SP because you want to find the value of this one FP. FP ni this one is proof load. The part ni satu lagi. Kalau yang part punya yang bahagian sini. Yang part punya bahagian sini. Nanti ni untuk part. And then dia pun untuk part juga. This untuk part. And then another satu lagi untuk boat. Okay, ini tak ada apa lah. Ini dia punya stress, in term of stress. Shear stress tu later on kita boleh tengok nanti. Okay, so ni contoh lah tutorial punya untuk fastener. So they give you the pair, okay, the pair bracket show in the figure 1 are fastened together with two grid. Okay, they give you two bolt here. The figure ni kalau kamu tengok ni bahagian sini, we give you ni dua bolt ni here. Dimension already give you. So on your force your force on board tu, make sure you divide by 2 nanti later on. Okay, this one they have a 2. So this your n equal to 2. Dia ada 2 nb This is number of bolt. Then okay, this one they also mention that you have a grade 4.6. So 4.6 ni later on we will refer back to the list of formula. Okay, grade. Okay, bahagian sini. Grade 4.6 contoh this one. Grade ataupun kelas, okay, they mention ke bahagian sini 4.6. So they will ask you this one, maybe you need to find the SP or the SY ke, tengok this one SP. Cara baca tu soalan tu kena hati-hati sikit And then they give to M, ni dia give you diameter normally from tu kamu tahu power screw, this one is pitch diameter M. Okay, M10 is your diameter. The grip length 20 mm. So where is the grip length? Is here. Okay. Ingat bolt nut ni kita nak pegang dua structure ni. Then dia grip this. We call as the length here, grip length. Bahagian sini. It's called as 20 mm. And then effective cross section area of part is assumed to be double of area of the bolt. Kat sini you need to determine this one. Kan dia ada part here and it's a bolt here. Okay, lepas tu they mention about the cross section area. Cross section area of part is assumed to be double of the area of the bolt. So maksudnya AP is equal to the AB. So AP here assumed to be double. So the 2AP is equal to 1 area of AB lah. This one mentioned at sini. Then another one they will ask you about the elasticity ni. Dia punya elasticity. Elasticity on the aluminium. This one is part. Hati-hati baca ni. The part of the aluminium is modulus is 1/3 times to the modulus of elasticity of steel bolt. Okay, ni untuk bolt dan ni untuk part. So 1/3 untuk E part, 1/3 of the modulus of the EB. Macam tu. Why they are mentioned this one to AP, to AP and what AB, EP and also EB. This one basically they ask you determine the stiffness. So, but if you refer back to the list of formula to find the stiffness, value of find the stiffness C. Okay, they give you C here. Okey. C ni kamu boleh gunalah untuk dapatkan value of C. Semua KB plus KP. So kamu kena cari rumus untuk KB dan juga rumus untuk KP. You need to find. So mana nak dapatkan ni, dia dah beritahu lah dalam list of formula ni. Kamu boleh guna balik KB, apa rumus dia. Ni this one AB EB over L, sama juga dengan KP lah. Untuk part pun sama. KP sama ni AP EP divided by L. L ni basically they already give to you. This one also give to you for the KB. EB ni pun kamu boleh replace each other. And then finally you will cut off lah against this one. AP dan AB ni also sama juga. Kamu boleh cut off berdasarkan formula yang sini. Jadi kamu boleh cut off sebab why? Because they are mentioned on this condition. Okay. 1 over 3 EP is equal to EB from the question, and 2 AP is equal to AB. You put it on the stiffness on the stiffness factors, and then you can find the value of C berapa point tu. Yang EP, EB ni kamu boleh cut off lah. L dia already give to you, this one. Length of the 20 mm. Okay, yang ni clear this one. Value of C tu, kamu akan nampak lah nanti bila kita tengok. Value of C, then you already know value of C here. Find the value of C from the list of formula, and then you need to rearrange based on the AP, the area they given to you, and also the E. Okay, and then also L they already give to you. Then you need to can cancel out, and then finally you can get the value of C. How much the value of C? So then they ask you to find the preload. Okay, preload Fi necessary to maintain to clamping force of 1,200 Newton between the bracket and force and bracket face. Okay, ni they ask you for the clamping force. So when they ask you for the clamping force, okay, so where is the force is allocated? Clamping is mean is the in term of the minus, or we can say as a compression force happen. So either you have a two, both or the part. Both or the part have the equal as the compression force. So both or part. So basically I mentioned before, part they have always in compression minus, but the both they always in positive. So here mentioned here have a clamping force. We know that is also the compression force. Compression force here. So you can refer, you find the formula that related to the part. Okay, that related to the part. Okay, so here we have the formula, this one FP is equal to 1 minus C. You have this one 1 minus C, and then P minus for this one. P ni basically they already give to you on this one. Okay, the value of this one P ni. Then you can get the value of Fi. And you can get the value of Fi. Please remember that. Okay, kita tengok nanti. Gunakan this formula. Then you can get the value of Fi. Fp ni you already know. So Fp ni adalah bahagian sini. 1200 ni. This one is Fp. Ni adalah Fp. Okay, force on the part. Then they ask you to find the Fi. So they have another ni 1 minus C tu. C you already know from here. Then you can put that. Then you can find the value Fi. Okay, bahagian sini. Apa nanti kita akan tengoklah solution. Then number 3 here, stress on the each boat from the preload. So normally when you have the stress here, so please remember that. So you know that force for the boat is equal to sigma boat, say to multiply with T. This one kita boleh dapat lah daripada sini. And because they ask you to find the stress on the boat, then you need to have the stress on the boat is equals to Fp minus equal to At. But the force on the boat ni, they already mentioned they have a two boat here. They will give you a two Fb here. So FB ni you need nanti kena divide by 2 lah awal-awal nanti. Kita akan tengok lah nanti macam mana dia divide by 2. because they have a two boat. So when you want to find the value of FB, please refer to your list of formula. Find the value of FP here. This name, FB. You have a C, Fi you already know from the question number 2. So one is C you get from the question number 1. Then P ni, okay, you will find lah nanti daripada yang tadi sama juga. Daripada from the value of this one, 3500 Newton. Then you can get. Tapi we must divide by 2 lah later on. And then question number 4, then we separated on the external forces. Let's say they increase the value of this one to the value of this one. Okay, they increase lah this one. So that's mean our value on this one for the part. They ask for the part. It's not mentioned on the board. They ask you on the part. So the value of here will change with the Fi yang sama. Okay, we will find the value of Fp here. So if you get the value of Fp, let's say lah, dia berapa tadi, which the part separate, kita akan tengok lah nanti dia punya condition dia explain. Okay, ni semua flow je lah saya tunjuk ni, this one. Kalau ada yang tak faham bahagian sini, nanti kita akan tengok dia punya solution. Ni semua nak flow, selalunya dia macam tu lah. Soalan nombor 1 akan relate dengan soalan nombor 2 dan finally sampailah soalan nombor 4. So as mentioned here, please have your list of formula. Basically you can refer easily to refer. Let's say they ask you to find the C, so you know what you should have, okay? The value of C. So what you must have Kp, Kb. Let's say that you must have Kp and also Kb here. So how about the Fi? Where you can get the value of Fi? Also they mention about the value of Fp here on the part, because this one is minus, called as the compressive clamping force. Okay? Then you need to play around with Fp to find the value of Fi. This more on the related on the formula. Then they ask you to find the stress on board. So you must start with the Fb. Okay, board. Then they must have some Fi and then C related on that. And then also you need another, then they increase the value of the to the 5000. This one, value of this one, they cut this one, they change it, they give more force, 5000 Newton. So what effect of the Fp? Either Fp will become negative or positive. This one. So this one will mention the condition tu. Kalau dia dapat positif, apa maksud dia? So minus, apa maksud dia? So we will go to the solution of this one. Okay, this one. Okay, firstly dia ask you, saya padam dulu So kena ingat macam tadi lah saya beritahu, kalau dia tanya C tu nak cari apa, mesti KB, KP. So make sure KB, KP tu ada value A dia. Kalau tak ada value A dia, kamu kena play around another for the find the KP using another type of formula. Please refer to your list of formula lah. Okay, this one, tutorial. Okay. So that's, okay, let's say lah ni answer of tutorial. So they ask you to find the value of C, stiffness. Okay, joint of stiffness. So in joint of stiffness, they will play around on the KB and KP. So please remember that they already mentioned the value of KAB and also the value of AP. Okay, in term of tadi yang awal daripada soalan. EB also they given to you. EB also they mention EP and EB have a relation. Okay, let's say in here, you can see this one. AB dia maintain ni So KP pula dia cakap AP is equal to 2AP, this one. EP pula is equal to 1/3 EB, you can see ni. Then you masukkan balik value of KP, KP and KP here. Then later on you will cut off lah, ni bagian EB ni kamu boleh cut off. Okay, ni pun kamu boleh cut off. Then finally you get the value of stiffness is equal to 0.6. So they have no unit. Okay, understand? This one they have no unit. This one stiffness 0.6. So number 2, they ask you to find the Fi. Then they also mention that clamping force 1200 Newton. So this mean is in term of compression. So we know that this one is Fp. Okay, so Fp you need to have formula that related to Fp lah. This one. Okay. So then you can apply this formula FP 1 minus CP minus FI. So FI ni dia ask you to find how you want to get the FI. But P dia already give to you from the question. C ni from the question number 1, and then FP ni dia give to you on the completion this one 200. Okay, then you can get the value of FI here. We call as a dia punya proof load punya initial load lah tu. This one. Then stress on the each boat from the preload that we call as the each boat. They ask you to find for the stress on the each boat. Mentioned here, this one for the each boat. So so you need to divide by for the how much number the boat they have. This one. So this one the formula to find the force on the FP. So can I have this one? Kalau dia ask you to find the stress, so you must know that stress ni akan ada link dengan force. Force P, and then you need to divide by the area lah. So area ni we don't want to calculate. We are refer to the table. Okay, this one is 80. We refer to table. So where the table? Kita akan tengok. So this formula, please remember, if you are mentioned have some factor of safety, you can put. But if you are not, just only put one here. Either they mention a factor of safety, you can put. But if you are not mentioned, just only put one here. So the C you already know, P already know. Okay, from P is basically from the diagram, from the picture there. The Fi basically is from the solution number 2. Then you can get the value of Fb. But this one, don't forget, you must divide by how much number that they have. This one we only focus on the boat only, okay? Because we talk on the boat, how much boat they have. Then we need to divide by 2 here. Then we get the value of FB here. Then as mentioned before, stress is on the boat, basically a force on the boat, we divide by 80. So where you get the value of 80 here is a 58 multiplied with 10 minus 6. So where you get 80 here, so please refer to your list of formula, on your table, to find the value of 80. Sorry. You can find the value of 80. Okay, you can find the value of 80 here on the table 2.1. Refer to the table 2.1. Okay, this one. 80 2.1. Okay, value of 80 here 2.1. Where you can get the value there is from your question. I mentioned that is M, this one. Your diameter is M 10. So your diameter is D is equal to 10 here. So when you go back to your formula here, you get the value of 10 here for your diameter. Diameter, and then you can go to find the 80 here. So please, I say again, 80 area of the tension, tensile stress, we not calculate. We just refer to the table. We just refer to the table. This one we not calculate. Value of 80 here, we are not interested to calculate. This one we are not calculate. We refer to the table. So how you can refer to table? Look at the value of D, where you can get the value of D from your question. So from where is basically either they mention in term of M12 multiply with ni. One is your P here, is your P. This one is your diameter. Like this one. Either they not mention this one, they will give directly to how much the value of diameter. Then you can go for the table 2.1. Then you can go, let's say you have a diameter 10. So look at the 80. Then you can get the value of here. Please make sure the area here, basically on the table, this one is on the value here is on the mm square. But when you want to apply on the stress formula, please change it, this one. Okay, change it pada bahagian sini. Okay, kita akan ubah in term of, because we said about the Pascal and Newton meter square. This one. Sini clear ke? Ada siapa-siapa nak tanya ke? Siapa-siapa? Senyap. So Zafin
Clear
tak?
sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, ni clear this one. Then you can get the value of stress on the boat. Please, I repeat again, when you talk about stress on the boat, they must be related to the force on the boat. So refer back to the formula to find the formula for the force on the boat, and then you can divide on the how much boat they have. So 80 here, please refer to your table. Okay, there's another condition, this one. So whether the part will separate if the external force is increased to the 5,000. So this value will increase. Before this is around 2,000 apa? 3,000. Before this is 3,500. This one our P, value of P here. So when we talk about the part, okay, this one is we talk about part. Okay, go to your this one. Go to your value ni formula on your part. Okay, go value of this one. This one. Fi you already know. P already changes here. 5,000. Yeah. Then C you already know from the question one. Then new value force on the part. We get the value of P here. So here they ask mention that if P is more than zero, so the part will be separate. So kenapa dia masuk ni dia cakap the part will separate because normally FP must be in term of negative. The condition dia barulah stable. Kalau FB tu must be in term positive. So let's say your punya ni dia punya dapat positif. So that means your FP is more than zero, the part will separate because you apply a new one, okay, force. You get a new one force here, the 5,000 newtons, so your ni dah separate dah. P dia tu dah separate. Contoh kita refer balik pada soalan. Okay, dia tarik ni value ni lagi tinggi lah, 5,000. Sini 5,000. Bagian sini, dia buang sini 5,000. So dah value dia lagi tinggi. So bila tarik lagi kuat, sini dah terus tercabut dah. Part ni dia dapat value in term of positive. So sepatutnya dia dapat value of negative. Kalau masuknya dapat positif tu, dia sudah separate dah. This one dia dah separate. So dia dapat positif, so dia adalah separate. So ini okey Jadi balik this one condition. So our punya condition for part must be always in term of minus. So let's say lah you get from the value you get here is 1 is positive. So that's meaning your value, your parts already will separate lah. Dia dah terpecah, dah tercabut dah daripada screw, daripada bolt and nut tu. Because this one is more than 0. Because FP must be always equal to minus. There must be sure sign of minus here. You calculate here, then you get the minus. So that mean your value still not separate. Okay, kalau dia dah separate lah. Until you get the positive, you already separate. I repeat again. So you must play around with the formula of K, KB, KP, how to get the C there. If they ask you to find the value of FP, please refer to the formula that related to the FP. If you ask you for the board for FB, please relate it. So they must be start from here lah, okay, from the KP and KB to find the C. So without your C here, you cannot go for another formula lah, because all the formula either FP, the FP or the FB must be related to the C, this one. Always related to the C. Please refer to your question carefully, okay, this one. Then you can get KP. So let's say, except before, let's say KP ni kalau kamu tak dapat value FAP, please use another formula. Please use your another formula, this one. This one. There must be given to you D or E or the length ni basic lah dia akan bagi. Ataupun dia akan boleh bagi direct lah. Tak perlu susah dengan this one. Okay, kita tengok soalan another one question maybe before we stop. So question number 2. Figure 2 here. Okay, this one. Okay, figure 2 show a joint connection for the pressure cylinder. Okay, they give you total number of bolt here and B. So they have 4 here. So please make sure you must divide your FB, basically refer to the formula, must be divided by 4. Okay, this one, or the modulus of elasticity for both is EB, this one is EB. And then for resist separation force, okay, they give separation force to join part cast iron A. Dia basically this one A48 ni, dia basically dia punya grade lah. Okay, they will refer to grade. Okay. For the molecular elasticity of 70 gigapascal given the effective area, they will play around with this one. AP is equal 2 times with the AB. So AP is equal to 2 times of AB. They akan play around. So kat sini you know that they will play around on the C. So they will play around on KP and KB bahagian sini. Because they already give to you the value of E. E ni kamu boleh masukkan. Equal, they both assume have a class. Sorry, this one is class. This untuk both this one. Sorry, yang ni bukan. Ini bukan, tak penting. Okay, ni for both, kamu boleh tengok dia punya grade ataupun kelas dia on the 8.8 course straight bahagian sini. Unlubricated condition, dia bagi tahu unlubricated condition and reusable joint. Reusable joint ni 0.7. Kena ingat 0.7. Kalau unlubricated ni berapa? Tak apa, kita boleh tengok pada formula, this formula. Tu, find the stiffness constant for both part and joint. So they ask you to find the KB first, and then KP, then you can find the value of C. It's easy lah this one. Suitable diameter of both. Okay, when they ask you find the suitable diameter of both, they will ask you to find the value of 80. So where you can get the value of 80 ni from the pada pos B ni, this one. Pos B ni, then you can find the value stress of both tu. This one. So from 80 ni, can refer back to the formula to find your value of D from your table. So we not interested to calculate this one, value of D. Then you can get the value of 80. Finally, you can get the value of 80. From there, you can know from refer to table. Then you can get your value of D here. Okay. Then the force on board and the part ni FB, FP lah. Okay, FB dan juga FP. Ni refer balik. Sebab kamu kena cari FI dia berapa. But please remember they give you some condition. Okay. Kita padam dulu this one. They give you some condition. This one. Ni tengok balik FI dia berapa. Kena darab dengan berapa. This one. Sorry. Okay, they give you this condition. Please careful. Please unlubricated condition. Reusable joint. Okay, reusable joint berapa persen? 0.75 darab dengan berapa? P. Okay, tengok bahagian situ. Okay, we go for the answer. Okay, the question number 2. Okay, they ask you to have the stiffness. So this one is not AP is not for, they will ask you to 2, right? This one yes, AP is a 2AB. The stiffness constant for both and part joint stiffness factors. Then you can get the value of KB first. So refer to your formula. This one give to you this one, but this one in term of AB and also KB is this one your KP. This one, sorry, this one is your KP. KP also in term of AB. Why AB? Because finally we want to clean up this one. AB, this one, then you can get the value of C here. Okay, this one they already give to you. This one give to you. This one give you length. Basically, you can refer back to your question. So length we almost mentioned that on this one. Bahagian sini. Kat mana yang skru tu ikat dia pada kita punya part. Bukan pada sini ini taktik dia nak taktik kamu sampai sini, tak, bukan. Only focus on the length that basically part involved. This one. Pada bahagian sini saja. Bagi bahagian sini saja. So please on that pada bahagian situ saja. Then you can get the value of L here. same the boat, then you can get the value of C. From the value of C tu, here they already mentioned that you get the stress of the part is equal 600 megapascal. SP is 600 megapascal. So, okay, kita tengok dulu this one. So where you can easily get the value of SP, you can refer to this one first, okay? Plus 8.8. Go to your table there, then you can find the value of SP. Okay. Dimension to the you have a class number. Class number is 8.8 here. Then you can go find the value of SP is 600 megapascal. Please make sure the unit you use is correct. 100 megapascal. Can get the value here because you want to find the value of ni. Okay, you get the value 600 ni, and then 160 ni, this one is on the boat. Okay, 160 kilonewton ni they already give to you this one. They also give to you resist. This one used to resist separation. This one in term of boat punya force. So this one only for the one boat. Sorry, under four boats. So we are consider for the only one. Then you need to divide by four because they have a four number of boat here. So you get the value of this one FP. Sorry, this FP. Ingat ini bukan part this one is not part. Okay, ini we call as a proof. Ya, proof bukan part lain. Ini adalah SP, proof, untuk proof. Stress pada proof. Okay, this one. Get this one. Nah, terus ni tengok pada table, then you divide by 4 to the value, the number of the boat. Then this one FY, we multiply with SP. This one is proof, stress proof, because we want to apply this type of formula. And then you multiply with AT. From AT here, we can get the value of D. Refer back to the table. Okay, this one FI. Lepas kita tengok bahagian atas balik, FI. Ni this one FY, because this one they ask you to, kalau tengok kat nota lagi senang kot, because they ask you to recall as a reusable. So kita boleh buka tutup lah, bukan permanent. Sekejap, saya pergi atas sikit. Okay, this one, because they give you some condition, they ask you to for reuse for connection. So ni we need to apply FI as a 0.75 FP. So FP ni kamu dapat from, tengok balik ke atas lagi ada, FP ni boleh dapat daripada SP multiply with 80. 80 basically here we refer to our table. 80 ni also we can refer back to the table to find their diameter. Okay, kat sini kamu dapatkan bahagian sini SP multiply with 80, then okay, this one SP multiply with 80 for our FB. Yes, 600 dalam dengan 80 against sini. So we assume that n basically is equal to 1 because they have not mentioned any factor of safety. Okay, factor of safety, and then we assume n equal to 1 here. Okay, 4K here for only one boat, and 0.55 here, 0.88, you get the value of your C. So Fi here, 0.75, terus terap dengan 80 here. Then you rearrange this one, you can get the value of 80. So the value of 80 here, if you see, that is around 156.8. So when we go to the table 2.1, we can get the value what they exactly lah. Okay, exactly punya area of 80, how much dia punya diameter. So here our 80 here. So they ask you to cos thread, this one, cos thread. First thread, and then dia punya tu berapa? 15. So 156. So we can consider lah this one as 157 for the 80, for the area of tensile 157, and then we can go for the diameter here. So we can select as the diameter is 6 on in term of the mm. So please make sure this one is mm lah, correct. Okay, this one is correct. This one 157, and then here we dapat diameter ni 16. Ini clear dah? Ada siapa-siapa nak tanya ke? Kita ni this one we apply back. This one we apply back our formula to find the FB. Okay, because they mention this one. FB for the SP of 80. Okay, and the force on the boat and the part, so we can masuk balik value tu. FB masuk CPN plus this one they already divide lah. Okay, 40 ni they already divide. Okay, before this, okay. 160 dia divide. This is safety of factor, this one, and then this one FI 0.75 multiply with SP, and also dia punya value of 80 here. Okay, this one ni 80, this one is 80, this one is SP. SP is not proof. This one is not proof. Okay, it's not part, it's proof. Betul lah, proof this one. So this one is your coefficient lah 0.775 because dia buka tutup reusable, can become a reusable. This one part. Okay, please careful about this one. FB and FP on this section. This one we must divide by 4 so that we get the 40 here. So here you just directly apply 160k. Okay, because this on a part, not on the boat. Okay, on the part we not divide by any. Okay, not divide by 4 or no. So we just directly apply 160k. This one. Okay, di sini kamu dapat lah. Tak masalah this one. Ini clear bagian sini? Just only divide on the value of boat on the equation or the formula for the boat only. This one. Sepatutnya 160 ni dia dah divide by 4 lah. This one, that's why they get the value of 40k here. Okay. Yeah, so can become that this one, and then they multiply with NB. NB is a 4 here. Tapi dia dah buat siap-siap lah bahagian sini. Okay, FI ni clear. Siapa yang tak tahu boleh beritahu saya ni FI. So FI ni kamu boleh dapat sini SP multiply with 80. 0.75 ni because it's either reusable or the permanent. Kalau permanent 0.9. Macam tu lah. This one is reusable 0.75. Kita tengok balik pada nota tu, this one. Because this one is reusable. They already mentioned on this one. So please another one, please look at your value of the part here. Cost of the part. You get the value of your part here. Okay, is in term of minus. So they are still together lah, not separated. This one, not separated. Dia tak pecah. Dia tak macam terbuka lah, tak. This one. Because I repeat again, from the early to this one, our force on the boat must be always in positive. So here we can say we are always in tensile. But this one is always in negative for our part, so the compressor. Unless we get the value of this one is positive, that means our part already separated because of this force. I don't want to play around this condition, and later on we can have the play around the condition to get the value of boat and good punya. Kita akan design our punya force, our punya boat punya condition. Okay. Setakat ni ada siapa-siapa nak tanya ke? Tak ada soalan?
Tak ada, sir.
So sebab ini hari Ahad pukul 5 lah. So esok kita akan jawab beberapa soalan lagi, question nombor 3, yang nombor 3 ke yang seterusnya lah. So later on kita akan discuss question number 3 and 4. So kalau tak ada soalan, just semua please have your list of formula tu. Please familiar for the every type of this one. This one I repeat again. This one is on the proof. proof. Proof ni related to the FI nanti. Ni proof. This one ni FI ni lah. Okay. Ni permanent 0.9, 0.7, 5 is a reusable. Okay. Then please alert with this type of table 2.1, 2.2. On this chapter, we not interested for you to calculate the value of D, or you can need to play around with the pi D square over 4. We're not interested about that. We need you to find the value of area, AT, or the diameter based on the table, no from the calculation. Please remind that. Then you have this one FB and FP here. This one F part, this one is on the board. They have FI there. Where you get the FI? Basically from your FP though, F proof load. So you have play around with the C here, KB and KB and KP here. So P here must make sure if your board, you have a number of board, please you divide by your number of board so you can get the correct answer. Okay, if you not, let's say they ask you to find the KP, but they are not given to you the value of AB, AM, sorry, the AP though, then you need to apply this type of formula KP. Okay, yang later on tu kita akan discuss lah nanti. Kalau tak ada soalan lagi, saya rasa kita tangguh dulu kelas kita pada hari ini. So kita akan jumpa lagi untuk kelas yang seterusnya minggu hadapan. Esok lah. Ini tinggal 18 orang ni. So, terima kasih kepada yang datang. Kita jumpa lagi untuk hari esok.
Terima kasih, sir.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.